Good evening.
Good evening.
For the first part of our speaking test, our discussion topic is on maps. Thomas, do you think it's better to use a paper map or a map on your phone and why?
Mm, I think it's better to use an online map. It's providing a numerous extension for critical and um, necessary usage, especially for an emergency.
Thank you. When was the last time you needed to use a map? Why or why not?
Mm, the last time I had to use a map was the geographic classes this morning for soil research and features.
Why?
Mm, because it's divided each soil type of soil into different areas for easier to statistic and it's also contribute a lot for our group preparation.
In general, do you find it easy to read maps? Why or why not?
In general, I think it is easy to read a map. Is providing a guide in the corner of every map, and also land on a map is divided by borders and also names for our particular territory.
That's the end of part one, and now let's move on to part two, where you're going to describe an occasion when you had to do something in a hurry. You should say what you had to do, why you had to do this in a hurry, and how well you did this, and explain how you felt about having to do this in a hurry. Now, this is your question card, your pen, and a paper for your keywords. Now, you're given 1 minute to prepare. Your 1 minute preparation is over. Now you have to talk about the topic for 1 to 2 minutes. You can
Mm,
start now.
Um, for competitions, pre- I have to prepare a particular documents for presenting. So I have to, for my recent competition, I have to do my project report in the urgency. And the reason for this is because I had to complete it for the deadline and for the period. And it's also for my presentation report. And when I have to do this in a hurry, I feel really stressed. And I remember that's the night I have to I have to stay awake for 2 nights, 2 nights continuously, and that give me an enthusiasm. And I feel quite disappointed about this working urgency because I just getting consolation prize in my recent competition, and also there's no care from my teacher she didn't appreciate my efforts. And also this working style gave me some experience, and after joining and preparing this competition carefully, I gained opportunity in the future.
Thank you very much for your answers. Now let's move on to part three. And for the first topic on part three is arriving late. Thomas, what should happen to people who arrive late for work?
Mm, for arriving late at work, reason.
Now let's move on to the next question. Can you
Yeah.
suggest how people can make sure they don't arrive late?
Mm, to make sure a person don't doesn't arrive late is about time management skills, divisions in to specific activities, and its duration makes them more manage their time more conveniently and to increase their probability of late for work.
Now let's move on to managing study time. What are the likely effects of students not managing their study time well?
There is various factors for this, and the main and the foremost is the overusing of technological devices. Mm, Youngsters nowadays are are over depending on virtual and entertainment, and is also distracting from studying. So they are weak in their management skills, and it's contribute to long term consequences.
How important is it for students to have enough leisure time?
Um, Leisure time is the time for most gaming, and it, it is a break for the brains to continue processing. So the importance of leisure time for people, especially for youngster, um, is a period of time for brain resting and processing after.
Thank you so much for your answers, and that's the end of our speaking test. Have a nice